Welcome to Coach Chloe, the journey to self love. Today is episode 25 of our series Tips and Tools to Hack Your Thoughts, and today is part 4. Today we're going to be talking about breaking free from comparison. Have you ever compared yourself to someone else and felt short? Have you ever said to yourself, I'm not good enough as a woman, or I'm not good enough as a man, or I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm not good enough as that leader, or that I'm not sporty and competitive enough as that athlete, or I'm not skilled enough as that musician, or that singer, or that speaker. The list goes on and on and on. We compare ourselves all the time. I once heard someone say, comparison is the number one killer. You see, when you start to compare yourself to others, you set yourself a bar based on someone else's life versus your authentic self, who you truly are. If you want to compare yourself to someone, compare yourself to the person who you were yesterday and strive to be better than you were yesterday. Today, we will be talking about self acceptance, loving yourself right now. Because perfection is overrated. It's time to love yourself exactly as you are, flaws and all, being able to embrace your whole self without judgment, being able to ditch perfectionism for good. It's exhausting to be perfect and it's not doing us any favors. So, we're going to explore some of those impossible standards and embrace a more realistic kind of approach. And then we'll close out with celebrating what makes you you, your quirks, your strengths, your imperfections. They're all part of the package. And that's where true self love starts. So get ready to hack your thoughts by breaking free from comparison. Stay right there. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back. I'm thrilled to share with you tips and tools to hack your thoughts and break free from comparison. Why do you think comparing yourself to others is a losing game? Comparison is a trap. It's all too easy that we fall into that trap. We've all been there scrolling through social media, seeing someone else's perfectly curated life, and suddenly feeling like we're not measuring up. But here's the harsh truth: when you compare yourself to others, you're setting yourself up for a losing game. Why? Because you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You see their successes, their victories, their shining moments, but you don't see the struggles, the doubts, the fears, the anxiety, the tears they've been through to get there. And let's face it, most of us aren't broadcasting our bad days or our insecurities for the world to see. We are so controlled by what others think of us. Um, I've been guilty of photoshopping my pics to clear out blemishes so I can look better and feel better. I remember saying a time when I posted a photo on social media and I tried to use one of the apps to smooth out my face and shape my body. But the more I tried, the less I looked like myself. I kind of looked distorted. And then I asked my son to take another pic of me. And so, I said, okay, take another pic from this angle, from that angle. Every time I looked at my phone, the pictures were not perfect. That's when I realized he was getting so annoyed because I was asking him to take all these pictures. But it was at that moment that I realized that the photo was exactly how I looked. I could take 100 pics, and that's exactly how I looked. And I also realized I better be okay with that image because that's the face I see in the mirror every day. And that face I will see for the rest of my life. And the same thing with you. Who you are, you beautiful. You perfectly made just the way you are. Just the way you are. The problem with comparison that is that it distracts us from our own path. It shifts our focus away from our own progress and potential, and it gets us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and inadequacy. The more you compare, the less you appreciate your beauty, your journey, your goodness. And that's a journey worth celebrating. It's time to break free from comparison and start focusing on what really matters: your growth, your goals, your unique path. Because the only person you should be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. So, how do we turn comparison into inspiration? Uh, Now, I'm not saying you should ignore what others are doing. In fact, there's something powerful in recognizing other people's achievements if you use it as inspiration rather than a measuring stick. The difference lies in our mindset. And that's where we need to hack our thoughts. When you see someone succeeding, instead of thinking, why can't I do that? Or they're so good, flip the script and ask, what can I learn from this? Use their success as motivation to fuel your own journey. Maybe they've worked hard to get where they are. You can too. Maybe they've overcome challenges and struggles. So can you. The key is to shift from comparison to curiosity. What steps do they take to achieve their goals? What can you apply to your own life? Remember, their success doesn't diminish yours. Everybody that you look at has had ups and downs and challenges and struggles. And people that have succeeded have also been through some of the same things that we go through. Being able to, just comparing ourselves to others. We've all been there, we've all done that. There's enough room for everyone to win, and someone else's journey doesn't take away from your potential. I'm a jazz pianist. Now, even though some may say to me, Chloe, you're a fantastic pianist, I've heard compliments so many times. But when I start comparing myself to other pianists, I keep thinking, oh, I wish I was a little better. I wish I was better than that. I wish I'd practicing more. And so, I've learned, however, every time I sit at the piano at home, I've learned just to play to my heart's content. There's nothing better in the world that gives me more joy than when I'm sitting in my living room playing the piano. Also, I love using my music. It's not perfect, to bring joy to others. So, once every 2 or 3 months, I go to this retirement home and I practice a whole lot of Frank Sinatra songs, just the golden oldies, to sing and play to the seniors. And, a lot of them are over the age of 85, 90 to 104, believe it or not. And as some of them have dementia, some of them don't remember. But just as I play and sing with all my imperfections, they somehow remember the words of the song and they sing along with me. and the joy that it brings to them. Some of them even cry because it takes them back to a time where they were at the height of their life. Just reflecting. That brings me joy. The music is not perfect, but the joy I bring to them and they are able to experience just by singing along, there's no words, and you cannot put a price tag on that. So the next time you catch yourself comparing, take a step back and reframe it. Turn that envy into admiration. Let it inspire you to keep pushing forward on your own path. Because at the end of the day, your journey is uniquely yours, and that's something to be really proud of. The other thing is celebrating your own wins. So, that is something that doesn't nearly get enough attention, celebrating your wins. We're so quick to move on to the next goal, the next challenge, and we forget to take a moment and acknowledge how far we've come. Or we're so quick to talk about what is going wrong, about all this insurmountable obstacle that's in front of us. But celebrating your wins, no matter how big or small, is crucial to building your confidence and reinforcing your progress. Think about it. When was the last time you gave yourself credit for something you accomplished? Maybe a finished tough project. It could be at home, it could be at work. Or you finally tackled that task you've been avoiding. Or maybe you just got through a really, really challenging day. It was tough. These moments deserve recognition. Just getting comfortable with acknowledging yourself. Now, you know, I live alone, and there are times when I feel really lonely. And so, what I did at the beginning of the year, I said to myself, you got to get up and do something so you don't feel lonely. And one of the things that's close to my heart is music and concerts and listening to musicians. So what I did was I committed to going to two concerts a year. And so I bought single tickets, and I bought it way ahead of in the year. So I just kind of bought it for the whole year. Every month about two concerts. And what I do is I go into the concert hall. I sit on my own. I had to learn how to go and be alone, sit alone, and not feel alone or feel lonely. And now this is something that I love doing. Just going to concerts and immersing myself in the music. I forget about who's on my right, who's on my left. I forget about everybody around me. All that I'm focused on is me and the music and the artist and being in a concert hall or just being in that place where there's so much of energy, of life and joy. Um, and I don't feel alone. Celebrating your wins isn't about bragging or getting complacent. It's about taking the time to reflect on your progress and appreciating the hard work you've put in. It's about reinforcing the positive steps you're taking and building momentum for your future. So, how do you start? Make a habit to acknowledge your wins at the end of each day or each week. Write them down, share them with a friend, or simply take a moment to pat yourself on the back. You've earned it. Something that I do for a running list is, there's so many lists that I have all over. So what I do is every time I go to a concert, I post pictures, a few little snippets from the concert, and a little, just a blurb on what that concert was about, just so that when I look at it, I'm thrilled. That's what I did. Last year, for this month, that's what I did. It feels like a running log for me. So do that. Just pull up that list of accomplishments. Give yourself a pat on the back in private. Lift yourself up. Find a way to lift yourself up. And remember, no win is too small to celebrate. When I come home after that concert, I feel so good that I've done something for myself. Nobody needs to be watching, nobody needs to hear, but I feel good and I do something about it. Did think about it. Did you take a step outside your comfort zone today? That's a win. Did you stay committed to your goals, even when it was tough? That's a win too. The more you recognize and celebrate your achievements, the more motivated you'll be to keep going on. And the more you'll start to see just how capable and resilient you really are. Finally, let's talk about staying in your own lane. It's so easy to get distracted by what others are doing, especially in a world where there's constant connectivity. We want to be in on everything and everybody. The word that we use there is FOMO, a fear of missing out. But here's the thing, your journey is yours alone. The more you focus on your own path, the more you'll achieve. Run your own race. The only person you're competing with is who you were yesterday. Let all your days be better than the day before. Staying in your lane means getting clear on your goals, your values, and really staying true to them, no matter what others are doing. It means trusting your process and believing that you're exactly where you need to be, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's journey. When you stay in your lane, you stop worrying about what others think or how you measure up. You start making decisions based on what's right for you, not what looks good to others. That's when the real growth happens. So how do you stay in your lane? Start by setting boundaries with yourself and others. Limit the time you spend on social media if it triggers comparison. Focus on your own goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them. And most importantly, trust yourself. Trust that you're capable of reaching your destination, no matter how long it takes or how different it looks from someone else's path. Remember, this is your journey. Own it, celebrate it, stay committed to it. Because when you focus on your lane, that's where the magic happens. So, in closing, turn your comparison into inspiration, celebrate your own wins, and stay focused on your unique path. Next week is about embracing your imperfections. So, please, if you like it, go ahead, just click like or post your thoughts in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. I'm so excited you're taking this journey with me because I'm growing with you. You are helping me grow. And I hope that I'm helping you grow. It's really a honor to walk alongside you, to share these thoughts, and to explore what it means to truly love ourselves. My hope is that you leave embraced with a renewed sense of self worth, self compassion, and self love. Remember, this is your journey, and you get to decide how it unfolds. Trust yourself. Be patient with yourself. And most importantly, love yourself every step on your journey to self love. Who you are becoming is greater than who you were yesterday. See you soon.